Let's see today what kind of ending this relationship will encounter. Is the reunion imminent, or is it hard to recover? Next, choose the most responsive card from the 3 cards represented by the look back. Double-click to generate a connection before opening the card. Remember to open the word you chose. We will continue to provide further information. Its leg. Frozen eyes can see better. The precision on the table will be higher. Have you made a choice? Let's first take a look at the choice on this layer. Draw this card. The baby who draws this card, your relationship, this emotion actually still has a chance. Capable of welcoming a reunion? Well, it primarily depends if the two of you can. His own negative emotions, especially the pessimistic emotions from the negative news about him. Being able to experience well, adjust well, and improve well is crucial because you can see from the rankings that there is no lack of feelings between the two people. There's always love when there is emotion. The former kind, this kind of dependence on each other, this mutual support, is still the foundation of the feelings of the past and the future, influencing you. Neither of you can let go. He can't let go. The other can't let go. But the other is obviously being like this flag. Its flag is dominant. The good times they had together, he is suppressed by emotions in the depths of his heart. He may just be unable to burst out and feel some positive responses or enthusiasm. He obviously has a lot now, including that kind of negative pessimism, including not looking good for the two people, not looking good for the feelings, worried about collapse, worried that the relationship between each other would be difficult to develop stably for a long time. You may even feel that having feelings is what's the use if you can't put it down? That relationship won't have any results anymore. There is no future between us two. He might think like this. Even the other party might have some negative emotions about you. That is, he has some dissatisfaction and complaints about you. So in this case, such a relationship between both parties actually has a chance to mend. You really don't lack mutual feelings. The key is whether you can adjust well. It's about whether you can conquer your own mind, whether you can sit down and seriously. New products have been cut off and are willing to make some adjustments for the other party. Both parties can reharmonize and cut. This point is very important. Both sides are accommodating and understanding. These may seem impossible to you at the moment. So the relationship may now be in a calm state, or it is a very stalemate situation. It's like you can't pick it up and you can't put it down. You guys can't win well in your hearts. But there's no way to know how to implement this feeling, to manage this feeling. So the baby who draws this card, your current situation, it's really it's about some improvements I made, like how to help, how to adjust the relationship between the two parties, how to promote changes in the relationship between the two parties. This is really an important point, how to live up to this thanks and not let down or faint. I suggest you better look at the UF ranking separately and take a detailed look at the situation between the two, including the overall trend in the review process. There are some interference points in the coverage situation and the coverage process, including the direction to the other side, what his truest thoughts are. So let's take a look at the targeted solutions to problems and see what guidance the tarot gives us. Speaking of this card, it's best for us to take a look at it separately. In fact, he is helping the locals help you to point out a direction with targeted metaphor. Take another look at the card drawn by choosing to return this lecture, the baby who draws this card. These two cards are likely to be in a negative water, difficult to recover state. This kind of emotion, actually, for each other, it might be an acceleration. Actually, both sides are. It's that the two people can no longer get any pleasure from this relationship, that relaxed, happy state. Reading is really tiring. So you might have also had a good day. There were also many, many wonderful memories, but the situation between the two people is a torment for each other, especially for the other party. He now really feels that in this relationship, he feels he has carried a lot. He feels he is in a state of heavy burden. He feels very stressed being with you. But for instance, there might be some discord or problems between two people and they don't communicate or adjust well. Both parties are satisfied with this relationship. If you want to communicate, if you want to make it better between the two people, this method might not be very... Or it is because we never found a smoother and more compatible way and direction between each other, which sometimes led to those actions that disturbed the other party. Oh, that's it, I had to say. He feels that being with you would be a bit oppressive. For example, he can't provide you with the safety, stability and tranquility you want, etc. He feels that being with you is too tiring, too hard. Wipe your own tears. But relationships can be stressful and torturous. Those past feelings, or the experiences and precipitations of feelings. It will make you can't put down this kind of fatigue, and also make you a little tired. Go pay and work hard. That's it. The other party now just wants to let go, wants to get out of this relationship. He wants to let go. He wants to go out.
Thank you for listening. So when he just had this idea, he doesn't want to put in the effort, no matter how you approach him. He's not very cooperative. Even if you want to communicate or restart the relationship, he is indeed a giant outside the Chang, and he is a very indifferent state. So drawing this card, the situation between the two people, the subsequent direction is not very optimistic. It is really possible that the relationship will end without disease. They have become strangers to each other, the most familiar strangers. Of course, if you really love him and you want to make a last effort for your relationship, then I suggest you'd better make a mutual evaluation and topic manager between each other, and both results may need to be continued. Because it's now, the energy between the two parties is weak. As for the other party, he has already wanted to let go. He wants to get out. He has no subjective ability at all. His enthusiasm, his initiative is lost. There's a state of absence that you need to adjust. You need to guide him out of this state to improve. Otherwise, no matter how hard you try, it's all in vain. It might even backfire and make him avoid you more. So don't act rashly. If you really want to make amends, if you really want to try hard, it's best to find me. But if you're looking at me like that, analyze it. I'll give you a clear guide on the spot. Only by doing what we do can we really prescribe the right remedy. Finally, let's look at how draw this card. Actually, there's also an opportunity between two people to start over. This water elemental board can show that sensibility is actually there. As for the other party, he may be dissatisfied with your relationship between the two of you or each other. Although I care about this kind of feeling, the current state between the two of us is not the state I really expect in my ideal and mind. And the other party is actually a vulgar person. So in the relationship, in the feelings, he actually hopes that you can give more. And his own contribution, there is no self-demand, it is strict to benefit others. But there is no self-interest. Such a state is a bit crazy. So in this relationship, the pressure on you will be a bit greater. And you need to give the other party more tolerance and understanding. We need to slowly improve it, gradually imbue to improve some things. There's more on the mainland too. I don't want mutual between the two of us. Such payments, right? You have to adjust a suitable degree between each other, a suitable degree so that the tacit understanding between each other, including the grinding, will get better and better. Otherwise, look between the two people. That is, in that state, I do feel good about you, and you do have the original intention. A shining moment can bring sweetness and happiness to our past, but there can be disputes. Noisy, even breaking up and making up frequently. There are many unsatisfied points between each other that haven't been resolved. Actually, no clear explanation or real action has been taken. Especially it improves.
It's a kind of
At this time, it's easy for me to generate a very correct question in this relationship. You always feel like you are the only one interacting, so you ignore the other person, and you start blaming yourself. You think the other person does not love you, but it's not really like that. Or because the other party may not be good in emotions, but you can't doubt his feelings for you. Sometimes you can't see the problem too superficially. It does have its bad points. But some things still need to be affirmed. You can't be aggrieved. Continue. Even if you drew this card, there's still something between us. There is a chance for reconciliation, but you might need to adjust your own state first, let go of some of your own existences in your mind. Don't buy into emotional states and try to be more understanding and tolerant towards the other. I suggest you could also encourage their initiative through playful interaction. Oh, plus, we two are too formal with each other. Well, it's all about attention, right? The mutual use of abilities, the so-called chicken clapping, etc. All these actually help to promote a more in-depth communication between you two. It also benefits subsequent adaptation and development. As for how to do it, come to me for a specific analysis based on your situation to see what is most suitable for you.
Your user is temporarily
If you want to know
unreachable.
more about other issues, say, this current relationship, how should I handle it? Right. If you say it is possible to achieve the maximum recovery, how should I adjust and strive to push this trend? Don't forget the existing opportunities. What should we do and where is this direction? What does the other party think about the current situation? About the relationship between the two parties? About the composite things? What about the potential difficulties in subsequent interventions and how to avoid them? How to adjust and how to promote them at once? Enhance and promote effective functions between the two parties, etc. All these can be considered separately. We can look at specific problems. You can specifically look at the guidance that Carol can give us based on the situation between the two of you so that you can have more direction. Walk away from this lawsuit instead of meddling or flailing around like a headless fly, which only brings trouble.
Yes.
Sometimes don't act rashly. If things are reversed and are not functioning properly, rash actions can solve the problem, though. See you next time.
Pay great attention to this point.